I appreciate that. We checked. Never. Not a single time did the greatest player of all time wear a patch honoring himself. Wilt never did it. Russell never did it. Bird never did it. Magic never did it. Charles never did it. MJ never did it. But your guy, the most narcissistic, self-important human being on the planet, has now done it twice, and he's got more patches coming. But when the king narcissist breaks a record, even though he's a stat compiler and is only breaking records because of his longevity in the league, he wants to make sure everybody knows about it. So he picks the patch. The NBA says, yes, sir, you can wear the patch. We work for you, LeBron. And he embarrasses himself. So he's got one patch for turnovers, because he's got more turnovers than anybody in the NBA. And he's got another patch coming for most field goals missed. What an absolute...
The moment Craig Carton entered the discussion, it was obvious this wouldn't be another routine NBA debate filled with cautious opinions. The atmosphere immediately felt more intense. The conversation became more direct, the questions more challenging, and it quickly captured the attention of basketball fans everywhere. It seemed as though someone was finally expressing thoughts that many fans had quietly held for years but rarely voiced publicly. Then Carton mentioned LeBron James and the jersey patch controversy, giving the discussion a much broader focus. At that point, it was no longer just about basketball. The attention shifted to influence, authority, and whether certain superstar players are given advantages that others never receive.
Apparently works for him that they've approved this, because they do have to approve it after all, that it's time for him to wear a new patch.
The controversy started to build when fans noticed what they believed was an unusual detail involving LeBron's jersey patch. At first, it seemed like a minor branding issue that would quickly fade from the headlines. Instead, as more people took notice, the questions became even louder. Many began asking why certain players appear to be treated differently from everyone else and why so many NBA controversies seem to involve LeBron without causing lasting damage to his public image. That was when Craig Carton stepped into the conversation with a strong message that many considered impossible to ignore. His remarks quickly sparked reactions across the basketball community. Carton argued that the real issue wasn't the jersey patch itself. The NBA has always promoted its biggest stars to help expand the league and attract fans, and that's nothing unusual. His concern was whether that balance has gone too far. In his opinion, the debate is no longer simply about marketing or promotion. It has become a question of protection. Carton claimed that whenever major controversies involve LeBron, many fans feel the league and parts of the media work hard to shape and manage the public narrative.
In fact, in the history of the NBA, for every individual player that at some point had set the record for the most of blank, not a single one of them ever wore a patch on his jersey to acknowledge.
Whether it's media coverage, controversial incidents, or situations like the jersey patch debate, critics argue that the outcome often appears to benefit LeBron. Whether that perception is accurate or not, it's one of the main reasons this topic has become such a major talking point across the NBA. If you enjoy in-depth basketball discussions and breaking news, be sure to subscribe for more content. As people look back on a career spanning more than 2 decades, some critics no longer see these moments as isolated events. Instead, they believe they point to a recurring pattern, and that's where the debate becomes far more heated. On the surface, the jersey patch controversy may seem like a minor issue that doesn't deserve this level of attention. However, many critics insist the patch isn't the real focus. To them, it represents a broader conversation about fairness, consistency, and how the league treats its biggest superstars.
That LeBron James is only about LeBron James. For him to want and to wear a patch, nobody else wants to wear it. Nobody else is going.
These jersey patches are connected to major sponsorship agreements, branding campaigns, and significant sources of league revenue. Because of their importance, many fans believe the rules surrounding them should be applied equally to every player. However, when some observers noticed what they considered inconsistencies involving LeBron, the discussion quickly intensified. People began asking whether certain stars receive advantages that others never get and whether business interests influence how the league responds depending on the player involved. Craig Carton didn't shy away from those questions. Instead, he addressed them directly, bringing attention to an issue that many critics believe deserves far more public discussion. According to Carton, the NBA has a favoritism problem, with LeBron often becoming the primary example cited by frustrated fans. He also pointed to instances where other players faced criticism, fines, or league investigations over situations that appeared much less controversial. At the same time, critics argue that LeBron has managed to move past several difficult situations without experiencing lasting damage to his public reputation. Whether that perception is entirely fair or not, it remains one of the biggest reasons many fans continue to express frustration and keep the debate alive.
And tell them now that he has, I think, made the most field goals in the history of the NBA, which is clearly a compiling stat, that he wants a new patch.
For many fans, the discussion extends well beyond a single jersey patch. They see it as part of a larger concern that different players may be held to different standards. Once that belief starts to spread, the conversation grows far beyond any one incident. That's where the issue becomes more significant. If fans begin to feel that the rules are not being enforced equally, confidence in the league can gradually erode. As that trust declines, every major decision is placed under intense scrutiny, and each new controversy fuels even greater skepticism. Based on the reactions across social media and sports talk shows, it's clear that this debate continues to gain momentum and shows no signs of fading anytime soon.
Remember when John Stockton became the all-time assist leader in NBA history? Yeah. At no point did he wear a patch that said all-time leader assists.
Fans are no longer focused on debating just one controversy. Many are now questioning officiating in marquee games, discussing award decisions, and closely analyzing how the media covers major NBA storylines. Whenever LeBron James becomes part of those conversations, the spotlight seems to grow even brighter. Whether the criticism is fair or not, his name quickly becomes the main topic of discussion. To understand why, it's important to recognize the scale of LeBron's influence. He is one of the most recognizable athletes in sports history, and nearly everything he does attracts widespread attention. His comments are heavily analyzed, his performances dominate headlines, and every game he plays generates enormous interest. Very few athletes have remained under that level of public scrutiny for such a long time. With that kind of visibility comes significant influence, and few people would argue otherwise. The question raised by critics is whether that influence sometimes reaches beyond media attention and affects how certain situations are viewed or handled. That concern lies at the heart of this ongoing debate. Craig Carton addressed this issue directly, arguing that other superstar players do not always appear to receive the same treatment when controversies arise. Whether people agree with his perspective or completely disagree, it's a viewpoint that resonates with many fans who believe the league does not treat every star by the same standard.
He's not going to wear a patch that says most missed field goals, which he also has the record for. He's not going to wear a patch that says most turnovers in the history of basketball, which he also has the record for. But he is going to wear a patch, a one of one, that says most field goals made.
Once these perceptions build over the years, the discussion shifts beyond isolated incidents and becomes a debate about fairness, consistency, and the NBA's credibility. Critics compare LeBron's treatment to stars like Kevin Durant and James Harden, arguing that controversies involving LeBron often fade more quickly. They believe his global influence can shape public perception in ways other players rarely experience. Craig Carton argued that no player's legacy should place them above criticism and that accountability should apply equally to every superstar. He also questioned what message this sends to younger players, who may believe fame changes how situations are handled. As the NBA welcomes rising stars like Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, and Victor Wembanyama, LeBron still dominates many headlines because of his unmatched influence and popularity. Critics worry this can overshadow emerging talent and fuel concerns about unequal attention. While the NBA is both a sport and a business, fans expect competition to remain fair regardless of a player's status. If business interests appear to affect public narratives or league decisions, trust in the league can weaken. Whether people agree with Carton's views or not, he reignited a debate that extends far beyond a jersey patch. LeBron's legacy as one of basketball's greatest players is already secure through championships, records, and remarkable longevity. The real discussion centers on whether his influence has shaped how certain situations are viewed or handled. In today's social media era, perception can become part of a player's legacy just as much as achievements. That is why this debate continues to grow, raising broader questions about fairness, credibility, and how the NBA balances superstar influence with competitive integrity.